I don't want to steer you too much, but one of those you actually drew. But it felt like a win.
Let me say that. I was going to say Bradford. Fuck it.
No. It's Leeds.
I thought it might be.
Leeds 7, Bradford 4, and 2 draws. And actually, in the early Super League years, and this maybe is a legacy of times gone by, although I'm not sure how, they tended to play each other in the early May bank holiday rather than Easter. So although they did play at Easter a few times, they didn't become regular like every year until 2004.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because Bradford always played Halifax at Easter.
Right. That makes sense.
This is the thing. And
apart from 2003. But yeah.
Yeah, because obviously we're back to that now. That's our that's our Easter derby now, and that always was, historically,
Right. Okay.
But yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
yeah, that was why it was May. Oh, 7-4. Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, and 2 draws.
Yeah.
I think the one you were thinking of was the one at Headingley that was played on a Thursday night, if I remember right, rather than on the Monday, Thursday, rather than on the Easter Friday. So it still counts as an Easter derby in my head. But it was 18-all, that one. You didn't win it, you drew it, but you were so shit, and they were obviously like reigning, win all the trophies, that it probably felt like a win.
I think in my mind's eye, I'm conflating it with other not Easter related derbies, like when we were right in the on our asses,
Yeah.
and like begging buckets at the exit, and after beating Leeds at home and stuff. But anyway,
Well, the last one they beat you 46-6 or something in. So
yeah, but I mean,
and there was only 10,000 on at that. A fixture that had regularly drawn 20,000 in other years. That was a shame.
Yeah, but still, I mean, 10,000 though.
I know.
Some clubs would give their right bollock to get 10,000.
It's a dream now,
people,
isn't it? Especially, especially at Bradford, but also at many a Super League club.
Also at many other places.
Yeah. Talking of things that are a shame, an unfinally news topic has dropped in our lap. Lesignan star James Maloney has tested positive for a banned substance, according to reports in France. The 35-year-old tested positive for a banned substance after Lesignan's match against Saint-Estève on March the 19th, according to L'Indépendant, the Independent, but the sports one in France. French Rugby League outlet Triez Mondial says Maloney is suspended following a positive test for a recreational substance. So, sounds like he's been caught on the old sniffy sniff.
On the old Colombian marching powder.
Yeah.
The old nose cocaines, allegedly.
Yeah. Bit of a shame,
well.
isn't it?
Well,
Someone who we thought was an ultimate professional who was going to steer Lesignan to back-to-back titles, not to be.
No, he's
professional.
He's been a little bit distracted, perhaps.
Yeah. Okie dokes. Have you got anything else any recommendations, any little tales you want to tell the listeners?
First thing I'll say is that I thoroughly intend to follow up Sarah's recommendation from last week at some point when I'm in that neck of the woods. That's not somewhere I was aware of, so I will be looking at that next time I'm in Hull. Any recommendations? Don't try and go on holiday with P&O Ferries. That'd be my first recommendation.
Yeah, fuck them pricks.
Fuck them. Yes, my high planned holiday trip didn't happen because P&O are a bunch of bastards. But honestly, I don't really have any recommendations other than perhaps if you can at any point and you're not doing anything else on the 7th of May, or indeed clear your diary and get to Ellen Road, because it'll be a fantastic set of matches. So I hope everybody can get to Ellen Road if they can.
Yeah, well, don't even start me again on the bollocks that is Wigan's away ticket situation. But
oh God,
yeah. Anyway, I'm sure I'll be there. I just need to wait for the club to tell me if I am or not. What did I do at the weekend this week? Spent a bit of time in Preston. I do love Preston as a city these days. Food and drink is way better than years gone by, and I've talked about it a lot over the last few years on the podcast. But they had a bit of a market on in the market square on the flag market. But you know when like places get all these little artisan stalls kind of thing popping up. Anyway, we had some really nice fudge. I think the company was called Tilly's Fudge. I think, but it was lemon cheesecake fudge. It was well nice.
Wow.
I had to stop Emma from like buying several fudges, and I was like, no, we'll just buy one. It's okay.
Are they a Scottish company?
I don't know. The bloke wasn't Scottish that we spoke to.
I just have a vague recollection of a fudge.
I should search for it really to see if it was called that.
Anyway, it might be, it might not be, but it was nice.
Fudge
obviously.
is coming up as a thing. No, that's Mrs. Tilly.
Ah, that's what I'm thinking.
But this was just Tilly's Fudge. So Tilly's Fudge is a family-run homemade fudge creators based in Manchester.
All right, okay. I bet they've had some interesting conversations about trademarks.
I'm sure they're not worried about stepping on each other's business when Tilly just knocks around a few sort of craft fairs and.
Well, they can get very protective over these things.
Yeah, we had some. We bought. This is again me doing a terrible, like off the cuff, recommendation. But we bought some like they were like sausage rolls, but they weren't sausage rolls. They were like gourmet sausage rolls, I suppose is the best way to describe it, because they were wrapped in puff pastry and they had a filling, and they were in a roll shape, a sausage roll shape, but they weren't sausage rolls. So, and it was like a Cheshire something or other.
So
Cheshire something or other. If you see him, it was really good actually. The guy was dead chatty and stuff. We chatted a bit about random stuff, all the people we'd seen the night before who'd come back from the races and then gone out to the pub but still dressed like they were going to the races, and the enjoyment of that and how funny that looks when you're watching it. But we he had this Moroccan lamb sausage roll, not a sausage roll but Moroccan lamb thing that was really nice. He also had it was like a curry, but it wasn't a meat one. It was a vegan one actually. No, it wasn't vegan because it had paneer on the top. It was vegetarian. That was really nice. So if you do spot some sort of Cheshire, some sort of not sausage rolls that look like sausage rolls at any sort of craft fair that you're at in the northwest, I do recommend them. They were nice, particularly the vegetarian curry one was awesome.
So sorry, just to be clear, this curry was wrapped in puff pastry as well?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
It wasn't like a wet curry. It was like a dal type thing, but not wet.
Yes, got you.
And it had like sweet potato and chickpeas and stuff in it.
All right, okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
he obviously would like bake it like a long roll, like a long sausage roll, like a thick one but long, and then cuts it into slices and then puts those in a box and asks for £3 and gives you a nice treat. Don't know what else to say. I've gone off on one. It's what happens when we do the main show in less than 2 hours. And then
you've got space to let your imagination.
There's all this weird filler, then, isn't
there? Talk about weird filling. Yes, very good. Well,
I'm just going to find out who's on the show with me next week. Bear with me. You can feel some more.
It's not me. I'll tell you that. Having said that, I don't know when I am back on.
You're back on in a couple of weeks.
Is it a couple of weeks?
The week before the Challenge Cup.
Oh, what's that about?
I don't know, because for some reason we've got a Warrington fan on the week after the Challenge Cup, so I don't know what he's got to say about that. But that's just how it's worked out with the guest host spots.
They can reminisce about what it was like when Warrington could win a cup.
Days gone by, yeah. Win a match, mate. Well, they got 2 chances this week. It's Scoots again next week.
Hey.
Well, we'll get some tasty derby chat next week then. Good stuff. Looking forward to it.
Good stuff.
Surely she can't get a double curse next week and lose both games between now and then.
Don't be encouraging the rugby league gods to smite her again. You never know.
I think we're into that period where there's a few swapsies because of some round ball rubbish that David has to watch. But yeah.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So next week, all those Easter matches we'll be covering. Me and Scoots will be no doubt bringing you our very biased look backs on derby matches. If people want to get in touch, just a reminder, at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Super League Pod, superleaguepod@gmail.com is the email address. Check out superleaguepod.com you'll get all the stuff on there, so that's easy, just remember that one. Search for the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, or anywhere you normally find your podcasts. We're on YouTube too, but not videos. Do you want to give a shout out to our friends before we say goodbye to the good people?
Yep, so Rob's Megastore, enter SLP10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com to see what they can do for you. And Sarah's Bookcase, Sarah sells Usborne books with access to over 3,000 titles. From baby to young adult, there's something for everyone. You can find out more on the Facebook.
Good stuff. Right. Brill, good to have you back. Alan, good to have you back talking about your specialist subject as well, the Challenge Cup. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, and doing terribly in the quiz as per normal. That's absolutely fine.
It was a guess quiz, weren't it? It's very much in the spirit of our round 9 predictions.
Yeah, well, I hopefully Dr. Bob did a bit better than I did.
He definitely went Leeds on the last one. So
yeah, good for him.
Yeah, I reckon he's got 2 out of 3. That's my call. So when we get his tweet at about, I don't know, 4 o'clock on Wednesday, he'll have gone 2 out of 3. That's my shout.
Let us know, Bob.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks, Bob, for listening. Thanks, everyone else, for listening and for all your contributions for this week's show. Hope to hear from you all again next week. But until then, I don't know what. Yeah, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.